Welcome back to my channel, my people. How are you all doing? Hope we're all fine. Today is a day we have been all waiting for. That is if you have been following my series on my YouTube videos. So if you haven't, please press pause right now. Go back to my last video. I'm also going to attach it. Watch it and come back here to continue this particular one. If you're a first timer here, welcome. I'm Chinonso of MDAL Space. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. And if you're a returning subscriber, you're my OGs. Thank you for sticking with me. For the news we have been all waiting for, drum rolls, I got my industrial sewing machine. See, from the excitement in my voice, you know that this sewing machine means the entire world to me because it's something I've been looking forward to getting. Second news is that I am going back to fashion school. I've always loved fashion. The idea of making dresses, wearing my pieces, it has always been like a dream for the longest, as far back as I've known myself. Before I finished secondary school, I think after I finished JSS3, I went to learn tailoring. And you know, that time I was just a little girl who just wanted to explore, learn a skill, and I didn't know what I would make out of it. However, I learned for a while, then I went back to SS1. After secondary school, while I was waiting for JAMB and everything in between, I still went back to learn. But because I couldn't get a sewing machine, I was just learning and there was no particular place for me to practice. I would just go to my tutor's place and make a dress for myself. I even started making a dress. I entered university. I couldn't continue. I was just trying to figure out my life in uni and every other thing in between. However, in my final year or before my final year, I think around year 3 to my final year, I found out there's a place that they make beautiful dresses and I wanted to register, and I honestly cannot remember why I didn't go through with that plan. So I still paused. So this is to say that I have been pushing for this particular dream. It just feels like something somewhere has been pausing it, but it's still a dream that I am still so eager to pursue. Anyway, back to 2024, when I was pregnant for my son, I resumed tailoring class. In short, I learned for 3 months. I went back to learning from as a beginner. I learned for 3 months. I saved up for my machine actually. But when it was time for me to get the machine, guess what? Economy happened. The price of the machine I was saving for increased by 3 times and I was lost. So they say if your money no fits solve your problem, chop up. Well, I chopped it. So that was how 2024 passed. I was sad though that I couldn't get the machine and I didn't really have any place to practice. Coupled with I had my son in July because I learned from January to March, April, thereabout, and I had my son in July. So I paused and it felt like that dream was once again dormant. But this year, 2026, I knew I was going to get my machine this year. I knew I was going to start fashion school this year. But if I'm being very honest, I didn't see it as something that was going to happen in the first quarter of this year because it was not on my to-do list for the first quarter of this year. But I just feel like God has seen my heart. God has, seen how much I want this and I want to achieve this for myself. And he just made provision. I finally got the sewing machine. Clack it! And I did not just only get the sewing machine. I registered in one of the best academies in Abuja to start yet again. If you know me very well, one thing I am not scared of doing is starting again. I am not scared of trying something new. I am not scared of starting again. The only thing I'm scared of trying new is food, because if it goes wrong, it's going to purge me. So I don't want that. But if it's trying to achieve something and I have to start again to get the best result, I will definitely go for it. I remember before I got married, I was telling myself that I was going to make my wedding dress and it just really made me happy. But I'm married, I have 2 children. I don't know when I'm gonna make that wedding dress. Sorry. The way Tobina was excited when they were installing this machine, that is how I felt that day, like a child that, achieved one thing, or that they gave one sweet or something that he or she has been longing for. I still actually feel that whenever I turn and look at my machine sitting just beside me. Oh my God. So my people, I'm going to carry you on this fashion design journey. You see that this year we are actually doing things better and differently. I'm sure you can agree with me. I'll carry along every day when I have my classes, what I'm learning, what I'm doing better, what I'm doing differently. I'm going to sure carry you along. I also want to use opportunity to encourage anyone who has been pursuing something. I'm very particular about women who are married and they're still trying to figure out their life, their career, their dreams, what they still want want to achieve, what they feel like they've not achieved. I want to tell you that it will get better. You just don't let those dreams die. Don't let those dreams die. It definitely will get better. It might not look like it now, but it must get better as long as you don't let that dream die. Before I become a pro, please, I need you guys to start booking me. Who is going to be my first bride? Who am I going to do their first bridal outfit? Whether reception dress, the main bridal outfit, whatever. Who is going to be my first bridal client? I need you to book because I am not joking about making my first wedding dress. Since I'm not able to make it for myself, I am willing to make it for somebody. All you just have to do is get the materials and I will make it for you for free. This is my own way of fulfilling that very dream that I had. Well, I've already started my class. The first day we had just like an orientation, introduction to fashion yet again. I feel like I've been introduced to fashion like a multiple times. Anyway, I'm not ashamed to start afresh. So we started, it was beautiful. Meanwhile, where I'm learning is called V's Vogue, a very pretty young lady who has built her own fashion brand and is thriving in it. So she has her academy where she's teaching a lot of people. So if you want to register, I think she will be having a next badge sometime later this year. I really don't know. However, I will carry you along still. Enough of my fashion talk. Come on, let's follow me to the gym and let's go and burn some calories.
How many? You're repeating it. My video this leg.
I see it. So I just realized that I didn't tell you what is in my drinking cup. It's not just water that I have here. I have things. I have I don't know if you can see it, but I have cucumber, I have lemon, and I have chia seed. So this is what I usually put in my water. Even when I'm not going to the gym, I usually take this at home sometimes. I don't take it at home sometimes because it helps me stay in check. Infused water is very good for you, even if you're not gymming. So you can randomly do that and take it at home. I remember when after having my second baby, I was always taking cucumber and I was putting cucumber inside water and taking it often, and lemon. It helps burn fat. So yeah. You can try this water recipe. Infused water. You can use lemon. You can use only lemon. You can use cucumber. I think you can use apple. I've not tried apple though, so try Try apple and let me know what you think about it. See you people in my next gym.